Hello and welcome to another Speedpaint. I'm here with the Evening Owl,
Hi,
a really
incredible
cool
intro.
artist.
Oh,
That's good too.
No, Nebel is also a really great artist and everything, and I honestly I love your style. It's always pretty simple and everything.
Yeah,
And,
stuff
that's
is exhausting.
honestly, it's just I wish I could draw in a simple, simplistic style, like a minimalist style, because it looks nice when you have only flat colors.
I love the early
Oh my god,
stages
this
of the
shirt is having...
pose. It's. Did you see how crumpled they were for a second? It's
No,
great.
I saw the dab.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. By the way, I really love the fact that you actually can change the body type in high details.
Oh yeah, it's not too high. The thing that bothers me the most is that you can't make the thighs thin, the thighs and the where the torso connects to the legs. That part can't really change that too well, but gotta adjust for it.
You mean the
later.
waist and stuff?
Yeah, the waist. That's the word.
Yeah, they all have big waists. All of them. They have a freaking diaper. It's great.
So yeah, this time I didn't unusually I didn't just copy from the I didn't just trace from the design doll. I also because this reference was it looks a little different. I couldn't quite get it right, so I referenced that too and edited it a little.
Yeah, it's great. Honestly, I'm a lesser artist because I would have just taken the pose, the sketch pose, and I would have just used that as a base and just changed it a little bit.
Yeah, well, I am not confident in my anatomy yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but also oh yeah, right. The reason I decided to record a new Speedpaint is because last time I did basically one of my first drawings in Krita, so things were rough in the process. Still was figuring things out, and now I've kind of solidified my process, and also I would I solidified my process except for the shading. I tried out shading and it went somewhere.
Honestly, I feel like whenever you do shading, it adds a lot to the drawing. I'm seriously saying that it looks so much more refined, even though it does feel sometimes you don't really know where to put the shadow.
Yeah, I had no idea where to put it on the torso. The torso was confusing as hell. And also
it's very confusing. I understand that, yeah.
And also I wanted to do a funky pose because nifty.
It looks great. I mean, Bart is amazing.
Yeah, this character is from a story that I've been thinking about for a while.
Let's go.
Yeah, his birth. Yeah, it looked okay. Wait for it. It's gonna be. Now it's fine. Now it's fine. There's just these awkward steps in between.
I know. It happens to me too. Whenever I'm copying an eye to do the other, I feel you. I totally understand you. But it took me by surprise. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
So yeah, this man's he is a bard, and he's also named Bard, but I mean it's technically not his birth name. In this world, just changing your name when you grow up or something, it's not that hard. There aren't government regulations that require you to have an official name, so you can just alright, I just want to be called this, so nice. That's my name.
Man, he's so pretty.
Yeah. Gay bard.
Let's go. No, really, I'm just dying. He's pretty.
And so yeah, he plays the guitar, and his guitar can shift into a sword and shield. which is also a part of why I wanted to do this drawing, because, well, the reference I have for, like, that concept that it goes into a sword and shield is pretty old, and one might say.
Yeah, I do remember the drawing.
And so, yeah, there was also that.
You did improve so much over the time, like, man. Oh, by the way, I just realized what character Bard makes me think of. He makes me think of Enders from Dragon Age 2. Like, very similar. I don't know, the face is very similar in a way. I'll show you a picture once we're done.
Nifty.
But really, that makes me think of that. And he's also a really pretty boy, to be fair. I mean, I don't recommend in the game to actually have a relationship with him, because, man, that's not very healthy. But he's pretty.
That's what counts.
Exactly, that's what counts. Man, I would do anything for prettyboy.inc.
And
anyway,
see, stuff that I improved on. For example, I am now using multiple layers for the line art, so that I can that the coloring later on is gonna be way faster. And also, I spend way less time like cleaning up and going over the sketches again. But so yeah, and the line art takes a bit longer in that regard. But that's fine.
Yeah, line art are always like the bane of my existence.
Well, yeah, line art. I have now learned line art is tedious.
Yeah, it really is. But I used to have multiple layers to like color each part of the line art, but right now I just kind of do it. I just go over it a bit randomly. Honestly, I put like very little thought into it. I don't know, it's at some point when you do art, you just kinda let's see what's more efficient. Like, for example, I used to make really thin line art that caused color to like kinda, when you select a part, it just selects like kinda wrongly and everything, it selects too much. It used to do that a lot, especially since I did not close every area when I was doing line art. So it was tedious. But then I changed to like a very thick line art that is always closed off, and that saved my life.
Yeah. So you could see my line art is also like kind
very
of
close.
thick. I always put it at like 3, and then for like smaller lines that are like just like accent lines to essentially simulate folds, but not really. Then I put it on 2 pixels. But yeah, I don't want to do 1 pixel lines because, you compress the image a little bit and then it just bonk.
Yeah, it's personally what I do is that I do first the outline of the entire character, and in this case I use 8 pixel. Then I use 5 for the inside of all that, and then roughly, and then the inside of, for the small details I use 3. So it's a pretty thick line art in general.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot that I put this weird shape on like the top of the guitar.
Handle?
So yeah, on the handle, and that I like, what the fuck? How does this work? And yeah, when I like put the resizing there, it did not line up. So I was like, I mean, you know what? The thing, it's not like you pull out the neck of the guitar and it's automatically a sword. There's some magic shape-shifting going on there, so it's like, it's fine.
Man, he's so pretty. I'm sorry.
My god, she's gonna sit.
Yeah, it's not even simping, it's just, man, he pretty.
Yay.
That's just kind of how it is. It's just, he look pretty. It's just, man, I'm just seeing that and just, like thinking back on those, on some art that you showed me like a year or something ago, and I see that you've improved a frick ton, and it's great.
Yeah, and also I improved, and So the last speed paint, even though it was like 2 characters and I had to design the outfit and stuff, that took in total like 8.5 hours that I spread over 5 days. And this, I finished and started yesterday, and the recording is under 3 hours.
Dang, nice.
Damn! I was surprised. I did the counting and I was like, wait, what? How did... Damn. That, I mean, it's like excluding breaks and such, so... But still,
yeah.
Damn, that was fast.
It is really fast. It kind of depends, like, sometimes you just go fast. It's, for example, like, some of the fastest stuff I've done is, like 2 hours or something for a fully done illustration. That's the quickest I've done. It was mostly when I was doing, Rabbit Savior stuff. And in this case, I was really, really quick. Nowadays, I take 5 hours per illustration because I cannot take more of my time.
I mean, like, in his case, there's also like his outfit is just an overall, so there wasn't.
Yeah, that too. I was actually thinking of maybe asking you if I could like attempt to, just like I did for the Rabbit Savior character, I could like maybe try a redesign of the characters, like how I would imagine them. But yeah,
that would be poggers.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the background, I just thought of like a stone wall room, and they're just blobs.
That's actually very interesting to see how you do it.
Yeah, I looked for... Dude, brushes are great. And this thing... Like, my old program didn't have any of that, like, brushes and... the selection tool was way worse, and oh my god.
Oh god, this is great. This is a bit of the same wonder I had when I discovered Clip Studio Paint and the different stuff there, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. This looks great.
Yay.
Yeah, having a bit more shadow into it could work. Like, having a bit more, like... Because, like, from what I can remember, the shadow that you used in this art, you used, like, a shadow that was a bit bluish.
Actually, it's just black.
Yeah, black is not really, like, usually a really good idea in general when you want to shade. Like, pure black in general, like, you prefer usually to use... It's preferable to use something, like, that is actually the color a bit of the light that you're using. For example, like, something like blue.
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
But I'll just try, like... While I was, like, writing out some notes for this, so I know what to say, what I wanted to talk about. So I mean, for one, I have no idea how shading works. So as I put in the annotation up there in the right, it's experimental. But also, like afterwards, I realized, I like had to go over most of the edges like painstakingly to like not go over the edge, and it was meh. And then I realized, wait a minute, filter masks. I could have tried using filter masks.
Yeah, it was about to say
well. Yeah, I noticed them while making notes for this, so...
Oh gosh.
Oopsie.
Yeah, I'm currently seeing what you're doing, and yeah, I feel like you don't really know where the source of the light is.
I mean, I thought, well, it's on top, like, it's above him. I guess. I thought about that, but yeah, like, okay. I think with most of this stuff, it works, but the clothing, I had no idea where anything went. So, like, this is how I'm doing it right now, but I took a break, and I came back, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use the pose doll has some sort of shading on it, so I'm gonna take a reference from that and redo that.
Mm.
So
Yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do that whenever I really don't have any idea about how to shade the thing.
It didn't. It was so yeah. They are here. Like, I mean, those shadows are like kind of weird. I don't know what they're doing exactly, but it's something.
Mm. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, we're experimenting. I'm trying new things.
And it's great. That's how you improve, man. It's by trying the new thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one thing, like I don't really know how I could help because, like, you know, my style is a bit more, like, complex, as in, like, there's so much going on and everything. So, like, the shading is also, like, the shading takes forever. So, I can't really help with a more, like, minimalistic style and everything. I'd say maybe look up, like, maybe cartoons and how they shade and this kind of thing.
True, yeah. I think just today, like, yesterday, I stupidly at 6 a.m. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna watch the next Detective Conan movie. I don't know, I kind of want to watch all of them again. And when I was watching that, I was like looking at the shading, like, there's like, I mean, it's anime, so there isn't that much. And it was an old anime movie, so yeah. But still, my artist brain was going.
Yeah, it's honestly, like, watching animes is, like, great for, like, shading because, you know, it's just a little bit of shading, it's just enough to make it going, you know? Like, so yeah, actually, taking inspiration from animes and this kind of thing is great for shading. Especially since, like, it has, like, you know, rough edges and everything. Like, it's pretty interesting. And actually, like, some animes use black shading. Like, Pokemon actually uses a bit of black shading. So maybe you could, like, try to see a little bit, like, compare pictures, kind of thing. That could be interesting.
Yeah, and, like, as you said, with the shading takes forever, as you can see, well, I mean, the viewers can't see, but you can see the timeline and, like, the notes. There's, like, a big chunk here with, like, the line art, and then the biggest chunk is just shading.
Oh man, I mean, that's literally the same for my videos.
But I mean, I know what to do with line art. I don't know what to do with shading, so
I always find line art, like, super annoying to watch, so I'm like, do I really want to give people a headache by speeding up, like, 20 times the video and turning my canvas around? Do I really want that? So sometimes I actually choose to, like, speed up even more the video. And oh my god,
I only put it on, like, times 10, the whole thing, which is, I think the other one was, like, times 16 or something. Like, man.
Yeah, sometimes I put it, like, a lot. I put, like, times, like, 60 sometimes. It's, like, crazy.
Jesus.
Listen, some of my... Remember the bee one?
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
It took me 20 hours or something, so... Oh gosh. It was a lot. By the way, I saw for, like, 5 seconds that you added the texture to the hair, and I was like, oh.
Actually, like, the thing I used for the hair texture, it's called for, like, I think it's for, like, wood.
Wood texture?
But I mean, so I also put it on the shield and the sword, but...
It's a wood sword!
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's a guitar. It's not gonna be metal.
I mean, it could be metal.
It could... Yeah, but I think it's gonna be a wooden sword, yeah.
Okay, well, I sure hope that it does a lot of damage still.
Well, he's not too much of a fighter.
Aw, but he still looks great. Look at him. He's happy. Look at him go.
Like, I mean, he's a bard. He likes to do music, but he can defend himself, and he will defend his friends.
forever.
But yeah,
Oh, man.
the one who's most all about fighting is gonna be the women folk of the party, actually.
Of course. Oh man. Well, that's just great to see like the progress and everything. And honestly, I hope you will like try more shading stuff because man, it adds so much to your drawing.
Yeah, that's why I did like this transition thingy of like between the shading and the non-shading. Like specifically, I really like how the face looks with the shading. There isn't much, but man, something. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with the overall shading, but with the other stuff, I think it works.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna send you a pic of what Anders look like. He just makes me think way too much of Anders. Thankfully, not in terms of like actual behavior though. But yeah. But he's not a bard. He's a mage, so that's different. And he's also a raging bisexual, so that too.
And this one's just pure gay.
You know what? That's what we love about bard. That and having a freaking sword and shield for a guitar. Which is honestly like so freaking epic, man. Though I do wonder, where do the like the strings go?
They just shapeshift away. It's magic transformation. Ooh. It's a I'd say the guitar would be a pretty rare and special sort of object with like multiple magics combined to like make it work.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So like, for example, it could be like magic strings where it's just kind of like, it could be like in Kid Icarus pit, with his weapon. It's whenever he draws his bow, and that's what happens. It just creates like some array of energy. By the way, I don't know anything about Kid Icarus, so don't come at me, please.
So light strings.
If
I didn't think about that. I just thought it was a regular old guitar that could just transform. But light strings, that does sound interesting.
And basically it means that the actual guitar is like enchanted, and that's why like the sound is like so amazing and everything. And that's how we can use like his bardic abilities, like his bardic, maybe having some bard spells associated with them. They work because the guitar. Maybe.
He's not a D&D bard though.
Oof, then.
It's for my series Tales of Diminos, where the magic system is kind of unique. It's a bit loose, but also it's like...
I mean, it could also be just that the music is enchanting, as in like, it's just really good music because...
He's just a really good dude, really good musician.
Let's go. But yeah, I like to believe that maybe like this instrument is like special in some way. Like, yeah, it's cool. Some ideas, I guess. And yeah, that's just a really good art. Please, everyone, just send love to Nebul.